We're continuing to monitor the funeral procession of George Floyd in Houston, Texas. As you can see, his body now being taken by a team of horses to his final resting place. Meanwhile, in other big news, even more confusion about how the coronavirus spreads. The World Health Organization is doing a 180 after making this stunning claim yesterday about transmitting the virus.
We have a number of reports from countries who are doing very detailed contact tracing. They're following asymptomatic cases, they're following contacts, and they're not finding secondary transmission onward. It's very rare.
You got to get this show.
The WHO now forced to walk back those comments this morning. They're saying now that as many as 41% of the population could have the virus without displaying any symptoms. Dagan, I got to tell you, this is like, what am I to think? So, Dagan, is it that they just don't know that this is evolving, that this is science? What do you make of this?
I don't know, Juan. I don't speak or read idiocy. So this is why we're defunding the World Health Organization. This is not, the WHO has done this repeatedly. Just in April, the WHO said antibodies had not been shown to provide any immunity to the coronavirus, to COVID-19. 12 hours later, it had to reverse itself. And then this is my favorite gem from the WHO that helped unleash this deadly virus on the U.S. and the world. Preliminary investigations conducted by Chinese authorities have found no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission of the novel coronavirus identified in Wuhan, China. January 14th, a week later, reversed course. By the way, that's about the time my friend who lives here in New York City contracted it. This organization is literally deadly.
So, Brian, you know, we're all humans. We're all worried about the virus. This erodes trust. At least that's the way I'm thinking. What do you think?
Juan, I think so many things, it's hard to keep it clear between the mask issue, between it's not going to spread human to human, between, oh my goodness, if it gets on any countertop or chair, don't touch it or else you're going to get the virus. Then all of a sudden, it's very rare to be able to pick up this virus by a countertop or touching anything. Really? Which one is it? Don't wear a mask. Wear a mask everywhere. We're not going to serve you. Really? Okay. Now, asymptomatic. You really can't get it from someone asymptomatic. Hours later, they walk it back, but the walk back makes no sense. And this is it. I'm okay with doctors and scientists being wrong. I am not okay with destroying people's livelihoods because we're counting on them to be right. And we gave you 15 days, you asked for 30, then 45 days. We're in day 100. And a restaurant can't open in most states in this huge city called New York City and Los Angeles. You can't go to a gym. You can buy liquor, but you can't buy a postcard. This is, you can go to the post office and go to a supermarket, but you can't buy cleats. Who made up these rules? We're going to look back and say, how did the American people become such sheep? Because they continue to make us feel like idiots because we listened to them and gave them credit. And I just think about all those small businesses that are never coming back, that you pour yourself in for 100 hours a week to make a restaurant work, and then it's destroyed because some guy in with a stethoscope says you better shut it down or everyone's going to die. And it turns out it's just not the case.
Well, I mean, I can't agree with that because I think we've got 100,000 people dead, so something's going on. But you know, Jesse, to me, Dr. Fauci, in an interview that aired today, said this is not even over. He said we're just getting through the beginning. That there's more to come. I am a little bit. I hope the audience has a clearer view than I do, but I trust Fauci, but here he is saying we're not even at the beginning. We're just at the beginning, I should say.
Well, maybe the audience usually has a more clear. No, I'm not going to say it, Juan. No, the WHO should be renamed WTF.
I'll give you a clear shot.
I mean, WTF, WHO, like they got it wrong on China, transmission, hydroxychloroquine, the antibodies, pretty much everything. but the left wants to fund the WHO and they want to defund the police. You see how that works? And if you think about it, the WHO has probably been more deadly in 2020 than the police in the United States. So go figure. I think what we need to do, because this is such a political organization, we need to make a new international health organization and appoint Dr. Siegel to be the president of it. That's when we can get through the woods. And then Brian can buy
Dana,
cleats.
Is that right, from Dr. Siegel?
Yes.
Dana, when I looked at the numbers before the show, it said that since the start of June, there have actually been an increase in the rates of infection in 14 states and Puerto Rico. As I was saying earlier, 109,000 people have died, 1.9 million reported cases of people contracting the virus. So if that's the case, and we have these conflicting indicators from the scientists, where are you? What are you thinking?
I feel like there has just been an absolute collapse of the ability for our major institutions, especially in public health, to communicate clearly to the public. I feel that if they don't know the answers to some things, that would be more understandable than having all of these flip-flops. It's like John Kerry in the 2004 election. I can't keep my head straight on. My mom went to the grocery store for the first time in 4 months today. And because she finally had the confidence, and Colorado is opening, she's able to go. They have to do a better job because Americans will not stand for this again.
Dana, thank you.